Hey guys, in today's episode we have some possible balance changes leaked. Three Musketeers are absolutely dominating the meta, and we go over a few simple changes that could absolutely fix some of the biggest issues in Clash Royale. All that and more in today's episode of Clash World. Hey guys, it's Andre here, and welcome back to another episode of Clash World. In this weekly show, we take a look at some of the most recent announcements from the Clash Royale team, the hottest topics in CR esports, as well as what's going on in the community. Then, we'll finish out the episode by breaking down the meta and featuring my New in the Arena is where we find out about what the Supercell team has been up to this past week. First up, we've got, of course, a new challenge in Clash Royale, the New Year's Draft Challenge with a nice 12-win challenge where I believe you unlock all the cards that have been released this past year through those rewards. Again, the rewards are actually pretty good in this challenge, especially with 3 free legendaries and 11,000 gold for those of you who get that 12-win victory. How did you guys do in the challenge? Let me know in the comment section below. I didn't do too hot, but let's move on from that. Now, onto the Ram Rider. One of the criticisms of the Ram Rider is actually the artwork, and I'm gonna kinda have to agree on that. This concept card picture would definitely be a lot better. Fortunately, however, a change is confirmed. On this Reddit post featuring a possible artwork change, Clash Royale replied, "We'll be looking to change the Ram Rider card artwork to something a bit more dynamic in the future. Absolutely can't wait." The lead Clash Royale artist, I'm not gonna try and pronounce his name, he definitely knows what he's doing, so, can't wait to see what he's gonna cook up next. Next up, a few possible balances for the January balance changes might have been accidentally leaked by a couple of YouTubers. The first change is a heal rework. As you can see in this video by Orange Juice, when he is making a deck for the Ram Rider to test it out in the dev build, you can see at the very top that heal is only 1 elixir. Oh man, this would honestly be the rework that might just make heal viable. My prediction is that the heal would kind of just be like 1 instant heal for 3 elixir. Now here's the biggest thing, however. If this heal rework actually comes into the game, there's now gonna be 3 1 elixir cards. Just imagine some of the fast decks that can be made from this combo. Ice Spirit, Skeletons, heal, and boom, you're right back to another Hog Rider. Now, the next possible leaked balance is a nerf to the Battle Ram. In this video from with Zach, he shows the stats of a Battle Ram on the dev build to kind of compare it to the stats of a Ram Rider. He might have done this on accident, but the stats on that Battle Ram are actually different from what we currently have in game. And it's actually a 10% damage nerf. Oh my god, that is a massive hit for the Battle Ram. I mean 10% is not a small number. That's literally 1/10 of his damage just gone. But you know what? Honestly, it might deserve it. Who knows? Battle Ram has just always had a meta deck for so long. It's just always been like so meta. And it might be time for some other win conditions just take a little bit of the limelight. However, again, since this is the dev build, this only means that the dev team is testing out these changes. While they could definitely make the final cut, they also couldn't. Excited about the heal rework though, and hopefully it'll come in the January balance update. Now that's gonna do it for New in the Arena. It's time to check out the esports update. The Esports Update is a segment where we take a look at the new and rising pro players as well as recent esports competitions. First off, in this week's Double Elixir tournament, the record for the most wins was once again broken. This time, it was broken by Alec, and I think he was using this 3 Musketeer deck right here. Pretty classic deck, and man, 3 Musketeers are actually so prevalent in this meta. In fact, this guy's second account is actually second on ladder at the moment, which just goes to say how good of a player he is and how effective 3 Musketeers is again in this meta. Big props to him. Next up, the future of Clash Royale esports seems pretty good going into 2019. In this article from the Esports Observer on 5 esports to watch for in 2019, Clash Royale actually ranked second. As it reads, the Clash Royale League CRL was a late addition to a year filled with Pro League launches and overhauls, but with teams like Cloud9, Fnatic, Team Liquid, Immortals, and more attached, this league has a solid degree of credibility going into its second season. I completely agree and can't wait for the next year of CRL. If you want a link to the article, I'll go ahead and link it in the description below. Now that we're caught up with the most recent esports news, let's check out the rising rumors. Now on Reddit and in the community, there's recently been quite a bit of backlash on the decreased value of offers and the reasoning behind this. This Reddit post by Icron, I guess, really does a good job at giving a really good insight into the whole situation and about Clash Royale's monetization at the moment. So let's just quickly go over some of the more important points. So basically, the biggest problem with Clash Royale's monetization is that Clash Royale built the paywall too high from day one. Nearly 3 years since its release, it's unrealistic to cater to free-to-plays when people have already put thousands to the game. Progression needs to be graded with a paywall. Also, unlike Clash of Clans, Clash Royale does not reward players who grind more than the average player. This, of course, can be changed, but only if other revenue streams are generated that do not impact progression. Emotes were a step in the right direction, but there needs to be more. In his post, he lists things such as adding challenge tickets, increasing gold per ladder win, adding experience per ladder win, combining common, rare, and epic tokens into one token, and keeping legendary ones still separate, and also removing bonus gold from more bounties and replacing them with either a challenge ticket, trade token, or gems, and also always capping global tournaments at level 9. Again, for these changes to happen, however, Clash Royale needs to create several more revenue streams. So, what are some of these revenue streams? Well, one possible revenue stream is going to be tower skins. I know troop skins, Clash Royale is kind of hesitant because, there's so many cards and with so many different skins, it could make it a little confusing for the newer players. However, towers, they're just always there. You got the two princesses in the front and the king in the back. Players are always going to know that. So obviously, that's going to leave a little more room for Clash Royale to actually experiment and play with the skins onto those towers. So I really do hope that they do expand into some tower skins in 2019. Now, the other one that's suggested in the Reddit post, a star level rework. First things first, they should add more colors than just gold. However, to keep the game a little bit more clean, Ikran proposed to only add metal themed skins, such as bronze or silver colored skins. What they can then do is make star points able to be purchased by actual money. This could open up an entirely new currency ready for Clash Royale to make more revenue. Overall, it's a really well-rounded post. I did leave out quite a bit from the post actually, just for the sake of time, but for those of you who do want to go check it out, link will be in the description. Now that we've covered the trending topics in the community, let's go ahead and break down the meta. This week's meta can be summarized by two main cards, Freeze and Three Musketeers. These decks are absolutely everywhere and are the top two archetypes in the meta. Of course, Freeze can be broken down into Hog decks, Balloon decks, and Graveyard, and now with the increase of these two archetypes also comes with an increase of Bowler usage, as Bowler really effectively counters Graveyard, Hog, and Three Musketeers. Other than that, however, the third most dominant archetype is probably P.E.K.K.A. Control. Again, just P.E.K.K.A. Control is just always like one of the staple archetypes of any meta, and of course this is followed by Lava Hound. However, it's not exactly Lava Loon. Lava Loon has actually taken a little dip in popularity, especially with more weird kind of Lava Hound control decks popping up, which is definitely very interesting. So that's the meta for you guys, and now let's go ahead and check out the off-meta deck of the week. That's right, in each Clash Royale episode, we're going to be featuring one off-meta deck that works in the current meta. This week's deck was submitted by Kimani Virgo, and it's a giant skeleton balloon deck. For this deck, you want to play it very defensively at the start. Go with a defensive tombstone, defend a push, then counter push with your surviving troops for a devastating push. Ice Wizard and Giant Skeleton synergize very well with the Tornado, so be sure to take advantage of that synergy. So, with all that out of the way, let's get right into a battle. Alright, so looks like this battle is going to be against Como Tuqueras from the clan Larry Kanonga. I probably butchered that name, but whatever, we tried. Anyways, here he's gonna start off with splitting a Goblin Gang in the back. Of course, I'll just go with the Tombstone, like I said, starting off rather passively. He's gonna go ahead and Fireball out that Tombstone. So here, I'm once again just playing a little more passively. I don't want to go in with a Balloon. I don't know what air counters he has, or all I know is he has Goblin Gang. So of course, going in with the Ice Wizard in the back, we want to see what other cards this guy is running and maybe be able to predict the deck. So here I'm gonna go with a Miner. Once again, like I said, not using that Balloon. Anyways, here Miner will get some chip damage. Our opponent here is gonna go with a Battle Ram in the back, followed up by some Bats. So here I'll go ahead and zap that out, and Bats on my own will go ahead and take that out right there with the help of the Tombstone. And he has a Dark Golem as well. So right now I'm thinking P.E.K.K.A. Bridge Spam, P.E.K.K.A. Control, those types of decks, because he's got Dark Goblin, he's got Battle Ram, he's got Goblin Gang. I think it's like that Baby Dragon variation that's been kind of going around recently. So anyways here, as we reach 10 elixir, I'm actually gonna go in with a balloon because okay, he has a baby dragon, but I don't think he has any other air. Oh no, he cycled back to the bats. Okay, I thought he didn't have any air counters in cycle, but looks like he did, so I think that was a pretty bad misplay on my part. Here I'll go with some bats. Ooh, this is not good. Let's actually go with the tornado right there to pull everything back. Oh no, that is so much damage onto my tower. As you can see, one misplay of me going a little bit too aggressively could result in disastrous consequences. You know, I really did think that his air counters were all spent, but you know what? He didn't, and you know, that's just not good. But the thing about Balloon is that Balloon can absolutely make comebacks. Balloon is one of those decks where, you know, just one big connection can just absolutely obliterate a tower. So there we go. As we head into double extra time, we're definitely not out of this yet, just because we already have one of his towers down actually quite low. And here he's gonna go with the baby dragon opposite lane to take care of that tombstone. Looks like he really doesn't like the tombstone. Okay, he's gonna clear the way for that battle ram, which is pretty understandable. So here, let's go ahead and get some bats down, zap down onto that stuff right there. And here, let's actually go with the giant skeleton, which will go for the barbarian and pull that P.E.K.K.A. Oh, okay, looks like it's not gonna pull the P.E.K.K.A. No, let's go with the tombstone. Oh no, that's not gonna pull the P.E.K.K.A. either. Well, looks like we always got that nano we can rely on. So now we have actually a massive push on the left. Let's actually go in with a little push on the right as well. Let's go with a balloon and a miner. Of course, I know he has bats, so let's go and get ice wizard down and try and mitigate those. And let's see here, where are those bats? Actually, the ice wizard's gonna take out the dark golem. Where is his air count? There's no air count. Okay, quickly zap out those bats. That's a massive connection onto the tower. Tower's gonna be going down. Let's go with bats right here. And 8 seconds left in this match. NATO that stuff back. Let's go ahead and get a tombstone down right there. Anti-fireball location. 2 seconds left, 1 second left, and that's going to be GG. As you can see, despite a really rough start and a pretty massive connection, we were still able to come back just because, you know, we were able to get that one massive balloon connection, and balloon is just so fun to play. So there we go, guys. That was the off-meta deck of the week. I definitely recommend you guys give this deck a try. Giant Skeleton is, you know, a card that no one expects you to use, and balloon is just a really fun win condition to play. If you want to submit your own deck to be featured, feel free to leave it in the comments section below. But unfortunately, guys, that's all I got time for in today's episode. If you enjoyed, please leave a like down below, as well as a subscription to my channel. And as always, this is Legendary.